Yo, what's happening, people? It's your boy Michael Griggs, and welcome back to Griggs Talks, where we talk all things sports. And welcome back to another video. And this video is a little different than the normal videos. This is an NBA video, no football video, because that's kind of boring. It's not everyday football, you know what I'm saying? Switch it up a little bit. NBA is still on. Kind of heading into playoff season soon. February All-Star game is this weekend, so I think teams are about the 55, 56 game mark, which means under 30 games left in the season. Trade deadline passed, so all the moves have been made, except maybe a couple buyout stuff in the waiver. But in that, the rosters are kind of set up. Injuries are obviously still happening. I would know that better than anyone with my team. But yeah, it's kind of the basketball season now. Football's over, NFL's over. So it's really just footy, basketball, baseball, if you like that kind of stuff, if you like that sport. But everyone's just focused on basketball. So yeah, we're gonna do a tier list today. I have every NBA team in a tier list. I have the tier list kind of graded. I'll explain it more when we show the tier list. But yeah, it's every NBA team, and we're gonna be tiering them into what kind of category they fit into. Before I get all that though, let me actually share the YouTube video on Twitter because I haven't done that. Terrible hosting dudes and all that kind of stuff. You guys know the vibes. So yeah, make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you share, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, just appreciate all that. Actually, share the thing real quick. Copy Twitter live on YouTube. Show P. My bad, guys. Whatever. There we go. So yeah, let's actually just pull up the tier list real quick. Share screen. Dun-dun-dun. There we go. Bunch of ads. Hope I don't get copyrighted or anything. Where's my ad blocker at, bro? There we go. So yeah. Staffy just read that right to big on my boy Staffy. We just did a show on Staffy TV. Make sure you guys check that out after this. We talked about United, Champions League, Arsenal, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. My Twitter on the desktop is so bad. But yeah, let's get into this tier list, guys. So as you see the tier list, it's the favorites. So the teams that should absolutely be in the NBA Finals, that have a real chance at winning the NBA Finals. Then we have the contenders, teams that have potentially a slight chance at reaching the finals, should be reaching about the conference finals, have a good shot at that. Then we have the pretenders, the teams that get gassed up, that people think can go far, but they're not going to go far. You know what I'm saying? Then we have let's not talk about that right now. Then we got the play-in teams that should probably be around the first round. They're going to make the play-in, that kind of stuff. Not really going to do much. And then lottery, that's for the bum teams. Pretty much let's keep it like that. We're just gonna call them bumps. I call them lottery because I don't want to be too mean, but yeah, it's finito for them. So we'll go in order with the teams listed right there. Hold up, let me actually minimize this real quick. Right there, it's perfect. And yeah, let's get started. Houston Rockets. Obviously, let me know in the comments. Where you guys should see this team place. If you agree with where I place them, if you disagree with where I place them. Yeah, just let me know what happens. Let me real quick retweet on Twitter right now. 1 sec. Shit didn't even tweet, bro. It's a terrible app, bro. There we go. 1 second, guys. Hit the like button, yo. LSU Aaron. Appreciate that. I think I'm in subscribers only mode. So if you do want to comment, you do have to subscribe. That's how Staffy told me to do that. I'm not gonna lie. So that's up to him. He said it helps the algorithms and that kind of stuff. 1 second. There we go. Bang. Bang. How's you guys' days going so far? I'm a novice when it comes to them. Yeah, well, it's okay, bro. You'll learn about the sport, but it's a good sport. I'll get you into it. Don't you worry. Discussing NBA contenders or pretenders. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's get started. Houston Rockets. They just beat us last night. We got robbed. Not gonna lie. The Knicks got absolutely robbed. 1 a.m. Just got off talking with the boys. Go brush my teeth, night hygiene and all that kind of stuff. Have my phone open. As I'm brushing, I see a tweet. I see Woj. If you guys know basketball, you know Woj and Shams, the two top journalists. If you don't know basketball, they're kind of like the Romano and Ornstein of basketball. Send out the tweet. The official apologizes for making the wrong call. Guess what, bro? Apology hype. What does the apology help me with? It helps me with absolutely nothing because the game can't get replayed. You just cost me potentially a game in the playoff seeding, which means I'm gonna have to play Boston in the second round now. So who does that help? Realistically, who does that help? Absolutely robbery. Now I know how Arsenal, Liverpool fans feel with PGMOL, bro. Fraudulent, man. Adam Silver's league. But anyway, the Rockets, playing hype. They're playing team. I rate their team. I rate Şengün. I think Şengün's a top player. Kind of baby Jokic. Jalen Green got buckets against me last night. Dylan Brooks looked like Steph Curry against me last night. Good defensive player. But they're a very young team. They got a good coach, Ime Udoka. Obviously the former Boston Celtics coach. I made the finals against the Golden State Warriors. I think they're a good team. They're a young team. They're on the rise. I think next year they could be a little bit more threatening. For right now, I think the West is way too strong. Next up, actually, some teams I'm gonna go around because I'm not trying to save them to last. Detroit Pistons lottery. Finito. It's the saying finito papa. That's when you talk about the Detroit Pistons. They lost like 28 games in a row at some point early in the year. They have the highest paid coach in the league somehow, some way. Kate Cunningham is cold, but it's not a good team. A couple young players with the likes of Jalen Duren, Cade, I think Asar Thompson, one of the Thompson twins, Jaden Ivey. So they got some young prospects they could kind of be surrounded in the future. But for right now, they've been competitive in most games too. But right now, they're just way too young. Raptors lottery. They sold in the trade deadline, obviously. What's it called? They traded OG Anunoby to us. They traded Pascal Siakam to the Pacers. They traded, I think, Dennis Schroeder to the Brooklyn Nets. They got like RJ Barrett in return, Emmanuel Quickly. So they got a couple players in there. But yeah, it's uncomfortable for the Raptors. They're in rebuild mode now. They're that kind of that core of like Siakam, OG, Kyle Lowry a couple years ago. That core is all gone now, so they got to retool. So they might be in the lottery for a couple years. So it's uncomfortable for them. The Hawks. I'm gonna go playing. The Atlanta Hawks. If you guys want to watch basketball and be entertained, the one team you need to watch is the Atlanta Hawks. Every game is about 130 to 125. The score every single game, bro. It's a high flying offense, no defense. It's just vibes. It's good vibes if you're a neutral. If you're a Hawks fan, you probably want to pull out your hair because you don't see any look of defense on the court. Trae Young is having an all-star campaign. Got robbed. Not gonna lie, but he can hold that. And you guys know if you're a Knicks fan, you know how you feel about Trae Young. Is F Trae Young every single day of the week, right? DeJounte Murray, mediocre. Staffy gasses him up, but he's mid. Jalen Johnson's a solid player. Capella needs to give it up. It's time to go for a new home. Okung was a nice young player. Who else they got? Sadiq Bey's a good piece. They got some decent pieces, but there's no defense. And if you want to do anything in the playoffs, you gotta be able to play some kind of level of defense, and they don't play any. So I expect them to be playing. They might get past the play-in, like the last couple of years, but I think the East is too strong this year for them to get anything past that. So, yeah. Go Utah Jazz playing. I like the Jazz. I really do like the Jazz. Not gonna lie. Lauri Markkanen moves me. That's a good player right there. Lauri Markkanen's buckets. OKC should have traded for him if they really wanted to compete, but Colin Sexton's he's a dog, but meh. Jordan Clarkson's Keontae George I really like. He's the bucket. Walker Kessler's a good rim protector. They got a smart GM in Brad and Danny Ainge, good coach as well, and they're competing way on a higher level than they should be this year. I think everyone had them kind of like in the lottery, like low end in the West, but they're competing with all the big dogs, and gotta give them credit for that. So I'm putting them in the play-in. I think the West is too strong for them to do anything else. So yeah, I think they're in the lower spectrum of the play-in, closer to lottery. If you know what I'm saying. Wizards. Lottery, no explanation needed. Jordan Poole might be the worst basketball player in the history of the NBA Association. It's finito for him. Grizzlies lottery. John Morant's out for the season. Desmond Bane's out for the season. Steven Adams out for the season. I don't think he's even on the team anymore. Marcus Smart's out for the season. It's just finito for them. They're gonna tank. Well, they don't have to tank. They're just gonna lose games, get a top 5 pick, and they can either trade it to get a top star to pair with Ja, or they could get a top 5 pick and he could be a potential future superstar to pair with Ja. So I think the Grizzlies are actually in a fantastic position in the NBA right now. This is probably the best season for them to get maybe a couple players hurt, just recover. You don't have to compete with all the top teams in the West, and you can kind of retool and rebuild real quick, kind of like a quick, rapid rebuild. The Kings, I'll say pretenders. I don't think anyone can really expect them to compete, but it's not. I just think if you can't play it's kind of like the Hawks. Obviously, the Kings are a much more efficient offense than the Hawks. And they played better defense than the Hawks, but we saw it last year with the Warriors. That Warriors team was not good, and they got past the Kings. The Kings had no business losing that series. And again, I just don't think the Alexis Sabonis can be trusted in the playoffs. I think De'Aaron Fox can, but I just don't really trust them in the playoffs right now. I think they have to prove it to me otherwise. Hornets lottery, that team is just a joke. Spurs lottery, not much you could really talk about them. Obviously, we'll talk about the one player, Victor Wembanyama, is a freak of nature. I can't really liken him to any other athlete. I guess the closest athlete you can liken him to in football maybe like a Holland, just kind of like a robot built like in a lab. The dude is 7'5". He dribbles like a guard. He could post you up. He's got a shot. He could pull up from 30 and swish it. He got 10 blocks last night. He could average a triple-double with blocks. He could probably average a quadruple-double at some point with steals and blocks because he's 7'6", so he could just tip the ball and get a steal. It's an incredible player. It's a once-in-a-generation type player. And for me, in my opinion, like if you're the Spurs, go get that guy a point guard. If you go get him a point guard, it opens up a whole can of worms for the Spurs that they can become a special franchise. Because for me, right now, you really can't tell me there's 25 better players in the league than Victor Wembanyama. And he's a rookie at 18. That's spooky to think about. So, yeah, I think Wembanyama is a special talent, and the Spurs will not be in this list for very long. It's gonna be a great feature for them. They got lucky. They went from David Robinson to Tim Duncan to Kawhi Leonard to now Victor Wembanyama. Talking about TK, don't put that into the universe, my brother. Don't ever say that into the universe. He can come to us, but we're never letting go of Jalen Brunson. Nah, that's a Nick for life, bro. Jersey's going in the rafters. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I think the Bulls are a playing team. I'm actually higher on the Bulls than some other people. I really rate Kobe White. I think he should be the favorite comeback player of the year. I think he's having a spectacular season. DeMar DeRozan's a bucket. Alex Caruso for me is one of the best defenders in the league. I think he's an incredible defender. Ayo Dosunmu is doing a fantastic job this season and kind of defending and getting his shots better, a better rate from field goal. Plus, you got Vucevic, I think, is a good scoring center. Defensively, though, is the issue. And this is where Lonzo Ball's injury is so hurtful for them because if they had a healthy Lonzo the last couple of years, I think the Bulls could have caused a lot of damage in the East because you could have a backcourt lockdown pairing of Kobe White and Lonzo. Lonzo and Caruso to close out games. That's incredibly lockdown defense. So I think the Bulls are a good team. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a special team, and I think in the years to come, if they get a healthy point guard, they probably should have sold a couple of players at the deadline, but they didn't. So they're kind of stuck in that mediocrity. But they're the kind of team that can go up a level at any point, but they could also go down a level at any point. It's just like they're stuck in the middle. Miami Heat, I've been seeing gas about them this year. I think they'll get past the play-in, but I'm putting them in pretenders. I refuse to believe that Eric Spoelstra Juju magic can work for another year. The dark magic that the Miami Heat do. I refuse to believe it works for another year, bro. I refuse to believe so. Jimmy's kind of declining. Ben's having an all-star campaign. He's been phenomenal this year. Terry Rozier, meh. Tyler Hero, meh. I don't think they're as good. I think their bench is weaker. I like Jamie Jacquez Jr. I think he should be top 3 for Rookie of the Year after Wemby and Shet, obviously. But they're a decent team, but I think the top teams in the East are much stronger than them as opposed to other years. And I could be wrong, and they could be the A seed again and just do some weird stuff and make the finals again. But I think the East, there's too many strong teams for them this year. Dallas. I can see them in contenders because when they have a backcourt pairing like Luka and Kyrie, that's special, right? But I'm putting them in pretenders. I don't trust their perimeter defense. I don't rate their perimeter defense. I don't rate their size in the paint, interior defense. I think Daniel Gafford was a good acquisition. I like Derek Lively, but just no perimeter defense. I think Luka and Kyrie can get you buckets, two of the best scorers that you'll see in the league. They can average 70 combined every game if they wanted to, but I just don't rate this. I think Josh Green's been a decent addition to the lineup, but again, that defense has been very, very mid. I'm not gonna lie. I'll big up Wolves F1. Look like it's been dropped. I appreciate it. Paradox XYZ Nuggets. We'll get to the Nuggets. We're saving the big dogs for later, right? That's where the main that's where the dessert of the video is. That's where the main appetizer is, right? So we'll talk about them in a little bit. Trailblazers, finito. I don't know what the Trailblazers are doing, bro. I really don't. DeAndre Ayton's been flop for them. Anthony Simons gets his scoring. Malcolm Brogdon, I think they should have traded, but they didn't. Preferably to me, we didn't pull the trigger. But I think for me, they're a lost, confused team. I think that's going to play in my rivals, the local rivals. I think the Nets are a team that are also lost in the Nets are like a team that just overrates their players way too much, and they think that like they're too good. Like I saw them reject like 2 first-round picks for Dorian Finney-Smith. I'm like, bro, who do you think you are? Like, let's be serious, man. Like, reject like 5 first-round picks from Mikal Bridges, stuff like that, bro. Like, who do you think these players are? They don't have their pick. I think the Rockets have the Nets pick. So they start winning games. Cam Thomas, I think, has been a revelation this year for them. Good scorer. Nick Claxton has been one of the best defensive centers in the league. Mikal Bridges has been okay. Obviously, he hasn't been the same as he was last year after the trade, but Cam Johnson's been all right. But I think just a really mediocre team. I don't think they could do that much. I'm not gonna lie. I think playing at best closer to lottery than they are to like kind of getting past the play-in. Who else is next, man? Pacers Magic will go with. Magic, I think, will be in the play-in. I have way too many. Some team in the West is gonna have to miss. It's gonna have to go in the lottery. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who yet though. But yeah, we'll go with this for right now. The Magic. I think the Magic are a good team. I think they're one of the teams I've said that I want the Knicks to avoid I want the Knicks to avoid them in the first round because they got the length, bro. They can start a lineup that's 6'5" and taller at every position. Wingspan 6'11". Jalen Suggs is a lockdown defender. Jonathan Isaac might be the pound for pound the best defender in the league. Paolo Banchero is a bucket. Franz Wagner is a bucket. Wendell Carter Jr. is a solid center. Cole Anthony off the bench, like. They're a good team. I think they're maybe a year away, maybe a couple free agent signings, a couple like depth pieces, but their starting 5 is solid. I think they need a high caliber point guard. Like I heard Trae Young's on the market, right? I think the defensive solidity is already stabilized to the point where they could trade for Trae Young and keep that defensive culture. And you add a Trae Young with a Paolo Banchero and a Franz Wagner. That's special, bro. I think the Magic, when it comes to the East, after Boston Celtics, I think the Magic have the best future. I'm not gonna lie, it's a very, very promising future. But I think this year might be a little early year for them. I think the same with the Pacers. I'm not gonna lie. I think the Pacers. I rate their offense. I think it's a really, really high caliber offense. Halliburton's been amazing. Moster has been amazing. Pascal Siakam's been a good addition, but again, defensively, if you can't show that you can like lock up and in clutch moments on defense, I don't think you can go very far. I don't think the Pacers have that kind of defense in them. So I think playing at best. Even the games against the Hornets last night, which they lost, like that's inexcusable losses at this stage of the season. I'm not gonna lie. What do you guys want next? Let's go Pelicans. Pretenders. The Pelicans are a team where, like, kind of similar to the Mavs, where you could go like this with them. No, I'm dropping the Heat to the play, bro. No one thinks they're gonna be fucking contenders and pretenders, bro. Let's be serious. I think the Pelicans are pretenders. Which team that 228 centimeter French guy play? He's playing for the San Antonio Spurs. You see where the mouse is right now? I don't know if you can see the mouse, but right here, the team I'm dragging, that's him right there. He plays for the San Antonio Spurs. Fantastic, like once in a generational talent, bro. That GOAT debate, which is like Braun, Jordan, Wembanyama might have to be there soon. That's right. For footy, Gary knows how to rotate. Yeah. Well, I'll answer footy questions at the end, maybe. But if you guys have any, but right now, basketball questions as well. Let me know if you guys have any other questions right now too. Drop them in the comments. But what's it called? With the Pelicans, I think the Pelicans have one of the deepest rosters in the league. Fantastic roster, kind of similar to the Magic, defensively astute. They say they have a point guard with like a CJ McCollum who can what's it called, distribute a dish. Brandon Ingram's one of the best ISO scorers. Can get you a bucket. Zion can be one of the most dominant players in the league when he's on it. Trey Murphy, good 3-and-D guy. Valanciunas, good scoring center. Hersey Hawkins, sniper. Jose Alvarado's a pesky defender. So they have the pieces, but I think Safi said it on his stream as well, right? Like, and when it comes to like the NBA as opposed to other leagues, NBA is a star dominant league, and the Pelican stars, I think, are not consistent enough to get them over that hump. So, yeah. Is Jeremy Sochan from Spurs a good player? No. I don't rate Jeremy Sochan as well. That point guard experiment earlier in the year that Popovich tried, the fact that he's a Hall of Fame coach and he tried that, spooky. Jeremy Sochan, not a good player in my opinion. I think Devin Vassell has been good for the Spurs. Keldon Johnson's been good. Trey Jones, Tyus Jones' little brother, has been good. He's been ever since they put him in the starting 11 as a point guard, starting 5 as a point guard. Wemby's numbers have exponentially rise, so I think it's just not a good player. Pelicans don't have. I agree. The Pelicans don't have the mentality. You could go as far as your stars take you and your stars mentality, and Zion's mentality has always been questioned and will forever be questioned in the league. And I think the same for Brandon Ingram, the way he can kind of be phased out of games, right? So I think that's why they're pretenders, but they should be contenders with the talent that they have, right? Suns, pretenders. When you have a 3-headed monster of KD, Book, and Bradley Beal, you should be contenders, right? But first of all, interior defense, non-existent. KD's the best interior defender they have, and he's not even meant to be like that. Nurkic is a easy guy to score on. Defensively, on the perimeter, Grayson Allen, meh. Eric Gordon, meh. Like KD's the best defender, and I don't think KD can be the the anchor of your defense, and you can win something. I think that's way too weak. Like KD was a good defender at Golden State, but the anchor of that defense was Draymond Green, who's one of the best anchors of the defense you'll ever see in the NBA, right? KD can't be that. So I think for me, as good as they are, the ISO ball, the heliocentric ball, I just don't think it'll work in the playoffs. I think too many teams in the West are too strong for them to lose to the Suns. Probably a lot of Lakers fans, so we're not gonna do that. We'll go with Golden State. Playing. I hate to do this to them. I think Steph Curry is still a top 3 player in the league. One of the best shooter of all time. One of the best players you'll see ever. But I don't rate them that much. I think their depth is not strong enough. I think Jeremiah's return from suspension and maybe a clear head has been good for them. But outside of Steph, I question the scoring. Can Kuminga keep the scoring rate up? Clay is not the same at all. He's like not even a third option at this point. He's more like a 5th option. Andrew Wiggins, ever since they won the chip, he got his bag. Ever since then, meh. I don't really trust the Warriors, man. I think they lack depth, they lack scoring, they lack defense. I think against these top teams, what's it called? Can you get monetizing already after 500 subs? I have seen some channels do that. So yeah, I think the monetizing is you get 500 subs, but you also need the watch time. And I don't know if they have the watch time. Probably on me. I don't do enough lives, which is why I need to get more on doing lives. But obviously, like time constraints and all that kind of stuff. It's tough. But yeah, you can get monetized after 500 subs, and if you have the watch time for it, which I think is like 3,000 hours in the last year, which I think I'm not really close to that yet. But yeah, so. We'll see. On the ground though. We're on the ground. I think we're at like 325 subs already, so we're close to 350. Gonna try to get about 100 a month. That'd be nice. So stuff like that, right? But yeah, I think the Warriors are just meh. We have the big hitters now. Who do we go for? Or the Cavs? I think the Cleveland Cavaliers are contenders. I think when you look at their starting 5, Donovan Mitchell has been one of the best players in the league this year. I think he deserves MVP love. I'm not going to lie. I think the fact that he was able to steady the ship and lead them on such a long winning streak with the likes of Darius Garland out and the Mobley out is fantastic. I think Jared Allen also stepped up when Evan Mobley was out. That's a two-headed monster. In the what's it called, in the front court, Mobley Allen is fantastic. If Mobley shot falls as well, you add you can have Mobley out on the perimeter to open up, maybe to not clog up the paint for Jared Allen, to kind of get Jared Allen better looks in the paint as well. 1v1 posts. I think Darius Garland's kind of improving as a playmaker. The shot maybe he's not falling yet, and his return from injury, the 3-point shot hasn't been there yet. But man, he's still a really good player. He could get hot at any point, and I think the difference from last year is that three, right? You now have Max Strus as opposed to like an Okoro, as opposed to LeVert, as opposed to Chetty Osman. And Max Strus was clutch for the Miami Heat last year, and he's been clutch for the Cavs. Good shooter. If he could get hot at any point, give you like 6 threes on a night. So I think they're a good team. I think they're really well balanced. Maybe the depth is a question, but Caris LeVert can lead the second unit, get some buckets on there. Okoro's been decent. Maybe backcourt, maybe front court backup depth could be a little bit weak, but I don't know. I really like the Cavs. I think the Lakers pretenders. I'm not going to say playing because I think they're better than the playing team when you have LeBron and Anthony Davis. I think that's too good of a duo in the playoffs. I'm going to give respect to LeBron, the GOAT. I'm going to give respect to AD as well, who's been one of the best players in the league this year. He's been consistent, not really injured as much. I got to give him credit for that. But the Lakers' perimeter defense, mamma mia, it is bad, bro. So bad. So bad, bro. And I'm hearing Darvin Ham talk about D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, Spencer Dinwiddie lineups. My brother in Christ, bro, that is terrible decision. That's so small for a lineup. That's so small. So I don't rate their coach, and that's the first thing. I think we do need stars in the NBA, and they have the best duo pretty much in every matchup. But bro, as good as that duo is, bro, the coaching of Darvin Ham is gonna let him down, and it's so bad, bro. It's so bad. And yeah, I just maybe I think they need like another point guard. Maybe I think D'Lo's been good, since the turn of the calendar year, but can he keep that up in the playoffs? I don't think so. So yeah. Wait, you do NBA? Of course I do NBA, bro. It's my second favorite sport. It might actually be like in terms of like talking about too, might be my favorite. I love talking hoops. When my team is good as it is now, I love talking hoops as well. And yeah, bro, I just think it's a good. I think it's fascinating. It's an amazing sport. It's also on at night. It's kind of isolated from other sports as well. Like it's just on at night, and there's something else to watch on TV at night. So you just casually find yourself watching NBA. And the thing about the NBA in 2024 is, on every single team, there's a player that's must watch, and the NBA hasn't had that in a long time, and it's just so good. Excuse me. So yeah, I love doing NBA. More NBA content, bros. If you guys want more NBA content, drop a thumbs up in the comments, right? And keep liking the video. TK says Darwin Haram, get him out of my club. Yeah. I know a lot of Lakers fans on the timeline, a lot of mutuals. Yeah, dude's a terrible coach, bro. And obviously CK is a big Lakers fan, so he like tells me about it too. And I watch the Lakers games, bro. It's peak. Our perimeter defense is cooked. Need a POA defender. I agree. It's just I think Alex Caruso would have been a perfect player for the Lakers to have. They used to have those like the Caldwell Pope, Alex Caruso. That's why that title team was so dominant. That's why I don't really ever buy into bubble talk. I think that Lakers team was the best team in the league. They would have won the title regardless of a bubble or not, right? So yeah, thank you, Mark. So yeah, I think the Lakers, unfortunate pretenders. And I think this is also the last year of the LeBron AD duel. I'm not gonna lie. Sixers, pretenders. First of all, Joel Embiid injured. Will he recover the same? Even if Joel Embiid was healthy, to me, they are still pretenders. First of all, they have a good duo in Embiid and Maxey. I'll give them that. But outside of that, can you really expect? Tyler, I'll start your question. I'll answer it after the tier list. When we finish that. Yeah, with the Sixers, I rate their coach Nick Nurse. I think Nick Nurse is the top coach, but outside of Embiid and Maxey, do you really trust anyone to step up? Tobias Harris has proven that he really can't be that reliable. Kelly Oubre is Kelly Oubre. And yeah, bro, I think if you trap Embiid, can you make the right decision? Not really. I think their offense can get stagnated in the playoffs. The what's it called? It gets more physical in the playoffs. Can they handle that physicality? They don't strike me as a physical team, so I think they're not that. I just don't think they're that good, right? We saw without Embiid, bro. Maxey cannot be the number one option. It's kind of scary, scary, scary. I do like the Buddy Hield trade though. It opens up their offense a little bit more, adds a proper sniper into the 3-point into the lineup, and Buddy Hield can get hot at any point, right? So I think that was a good trade, but I don't think it's enough to kind of make them into the contenders. Denver Nuggets. I'm putting one team from each conference in the favorites, and I'm putting the champs in there. Nikola Jokic for me is the best player in the league, but no doubt about that in my mind. One of the best offensive players you'll ever see, not just offensive bigs, one of the best offensive players you'll ever see. There is no weakness to his game offensively. Could shoot. The best passing big man we ever seen. Post game dominant, on the glass dominant. Just off once in a lifetime player. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's a fantastic player. And Jamal Murray, bro. There's a big game player, right? We talk about like in football, like Kevin De Bruyne, Rise, all that kind of stuff. Drogba. Jamal Murray is a definition of a big game player. The higher the stakes, the better his game gets, bro. It's absolutely ridiculous. We saw a lot. There's a couple Lakers fans in here. You guys saw it last week on the Thursday night game. Bro, dude was pulling up. Swish. No doubt about it. He could get a buck at any point. Fantastic, fantastic player. And he is the perfect number 2 to complement Jokic because Jokic doesn't need scoring to be good. He doesn't need to score 30 to be effective. He doesn't need to score 30 for the Nuggets to win. He can score 15, and Jamal Murray can get 30, and the team's winning the game, right? As opposed to the other way. I think like it's stuff that the playmaking of Jokic as well. I think Jamal Murray is kind of improved as a playmaker this year too. Eric Gordon for me is a good piece as well, good third option. Caldwell Pope is a championship caliber player. That's a perfect role player for a championship team. If you want to win titles, we need players like KCP. Can get you the 3-point, can shoot the 3, and he could guard the other team's best player. Michael Porter Jr. is a good shooter, amazing on the glass as well. So they're a really well balanced team. They're the champs. And if the obviously I think Boston's gonna get the overall 1 seed, right? But in the West, if you gotta go through Denver, good luck, bro. I think they lost 1 home game last year in the playoffs. And that's to the Miami Heat. Good luck trying to go through Denver, man. The home court advantage is too strong for them. I'm putting the Clippers in Contenders. I watched the game last night between Minnesota and the Clippers. I saw a lot of weaknesses. I'm not going to lie. I saw a lot of weaknesses, man. First of all, I think they're too small. Very, very small. And when you look at the teams in the West, we're going to talk about a couple teams. Like Timberwolves, for example, they played last night. They're very small. And I'm not going to lie, bro. On that Clippers team, outside of Kawhi, I can't trust any of them in the playoffs. We know James Harden history in the playoffs, right? We absolutely know it. Just never rises. We know Paul George's history in the playoffs, right? Playoff P. Kawhi Leonard is a 2-time champion. He has a 2-time Finals MVP. He has all the respect in the playoffs, right? You know Kawhi's going to get 30 a night. Yeah, that's a bucket. But I just don't trust the size. I think they're very small. Perimeter defense very shaky outside of Kawhi. The interior defense spooky. Bro, I think they're too weak, man. I don't really like their lineups. I think the shooting is a concern as well. I really don't like it, man. I think Tyler's a hell of a coach sometimes, but I don't trust him. This is a good list. 76ers without beating to jot down though. I think they're good enough to get out of the playing spot, and Embiid's gonna be back before the playoffs start, right? So they're gonna be once Embiid comes back, they're gonna be thrown back into contender talk, right? So I think Contenders is fair. I'm not gonna lie, but I respect that. I respect the opinion, Tyler. I think the Bucks are pretenders. I love Giannis, right? Greek, all that kind of stuff. He's my favorite player in the league. But think Damian Lillard has been a shell of himself this year, and I don't know if he's getting that back. I don't think he's happy in Milwaukee. And second of all, um, what's it called? What was I gonna say? Uh, they don't have any perimeter defense, bro. Their best perimeter defender is Malik Beasley. He's gonna get buckets dropped on him by every single player, right? But when you have like the likes of Giannis and stuff like that, you can obviously just win a playoff series through the sheer ability of Giannis. And if Dame steps up a little bit more, but I really don't. First of all, I don't trust Doc Rivers in the playoffs. That's proven time and time again. Outside of having the big three in Boston, Doc Rivers has been a perennial choker in the playoffs. Um, yeah, I really just don't trust. I really don't trust it. Yeah, Drew is low key carrying. Bro, Drew had to guard like the best. Had to guard the best part of that team, whether it's a big or whether it's a guard. That's how important Drew is to that, right? But you can't throw Malik Beasley on the big. That's too much of a matchup nightmare. So yeah. Uh, I think the Timberwolves are contenders. You know what? I think Kawhi is that good, right? I can move the Clippers into contenders. I'm not gonna lie. I think I think Kawhi is that good. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They're a top 5 player in the league. Minnesota. I think Minnesota have the best defense in the league by far. And if they're this good defensive in the regular season, which Tyler mentioned, like the scoring, and they're keeping the scoring down low, imagine in the playoffs when you're allowed to be more physical, you're allowed to hand check more. Imagine how much that will help Anthony Edwards, who already hand checks a lot, and Jaden McDaniels. Bro, that's impeccable. And Rudy Gobert might be the best anchor in the rim protector in the league, right? Him and AD. That defense is incredible. The half court offense worries me. I'm not gonna lie. It really worries me. It really absolutely worries me. Uh, what's it called? Yeah, I just think their half court offense. I think Ant can get a little bit too ISO heavy, too so doesn't want to pass the rock as much. So I'll give him that. I think Cat hasn't been as good in the playoffs yet, but I think Cat on the perimeter can shoot. Um, so yeah, I think the Timberwolves are a scary team. I think they should make the Western Conference Finals minimum. And honestly, like if they play the Nuggets, I think the Timberwolves are the one team that can compete against the Nuggets because you could throw bodies at Jokic, you could throw Gobert at Jokic, you could throw Cat at Jokic, you could throw Nash Reed on Jokic. He'll still get his. Jokic will always get his no matter what, right? But you can limit him. You can limit his efficiency. Jokic is the most efficient player in basketball. If you limit his efficiency, it can really help, right? I still need to be convinced about the Cat and Gobert for him. I hear that. I think the defense is that good, bro, where like it could just get carried like that. You know what I'm saying? OKC. I think they needed to make the move. They didn't make the move I think that they needed to get into the contender realm. I really don't. I really, really don't. I think they needed that one more. I think they needed Laurie. I think the 5-out offense, when you have like the likes of Josh Giddey on the court, no one's scared. They really needed someone to improve on Josh Giddey. Maybe Gordon Hayward could be that, but I don't think so. I think SGA is a fantastic player, but it's about to get more physical in the playoffs, my boy. And he drives a lot. He gets a lot of foul calls. Some of those aren't going to get called in the playoffs. So they're a very young team, right? The pressure might get to them. Shet's a rookie. So yeah. Okay, see, I do think they needed a 4 next to Shet. I do think that. Yeah, bro, I do have the Lakers make out the plays. Bro, one thing I've learned is to never really doubt against Braun in that kind of round. And that, like obviously I don't think they'll make like the finals or anything, stuff like that. But bro, against any team in the play, bro, Brian AD, give me a Brian AD, bro. It's as easy as that. I know the NCAA tournament's nothing like that, but we saw, bro. The Lakers when they amp it up a little bit, they can be a different kind of team. So I never bet against Braun and AD. That duo is too special, man. If they can get Gordon fit for the playoffs, they're right there. Yeah, but I don't know how. We'll see, man. I think they're too young team. I think they really needed another player. I'm not gonna lie. They're very close, but 1 year away, man. I think they need to start relinquishing those picks. Boston. I think the Boston Celtics should be the title favorites. I think they're the best team in basketball. Their offense is damn near unstoppable. When you have the likes of Tatum, Brown, Porzingis has been one of the best additions in the league. Kind of helps elevate their offense to a different level because you can go 5 out. Every single player on that starting five can shoot the ball. Porzingis can pull up from 35 and squish it. Defensively, he's a great rim protector. They have the best defensive backcourt in the league in Derek White and Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday can guard other teams big as well. It's just they're a very flexible team. Obviously, when it comes to like the finals, they could lose to the Nuggets. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's probably the one team they don't want to see in the finals. I think the fact that Jokic is just so dominant and they don't have a big. I think Porzingis can get dominated by Jokic. But bro, that offense is just too special, and eventually they just gotta get over the hump. I think by like playing tier, like you know what I'm saying, like by playing tier, I kind of should have worded it better. I kind of meant like, obviously, top 8 makes the playoffs, right? But I think playing like meant like that's what kind of where they make it. Like I think like top like playing like that's the most they can make it. Pretenders is like someone that can make the first round and the second round, right? That's what I'm trying to say, right? So yeah. But yeah, was that with the Boston Celtics? I think the Boston Celtics are just an incredible team. And bro, I said this, they're the one team I fear in the East. I think they're a special team, and they just look they have that kind of like complacency in them, which kind of worries me. Obviously, I hope they fail on like they're Boston. I hate the city of Boston when it comes to sports, but from a neutral perspective, that complacency can cost them. But if they're locked in, bro, I don't see a team that's as good as defensively and offensively as them in the league. I think they're that special. And last but not least, my beloved New York Knicks. Put them in pretend. I will be optimistic. It might come back to bite me in the ass. I'm not gonna lie. It might come back to bite me in the ass, but you know what? Fuck it, bro. You only live once, right? When we get our guys back, OG, Jew, Isaiah Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson off the bench, show what we can do with that lineup. Jalen Brunson is playing at a high level. Dante DiVincenzo is a top sniper, bro. This guy's a lethal marksman. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Lethal marksman. Incredible shooter. OG Anunoby is a defensive anchor that we've been looking for under Tibbs. We finally got it. It used to be Mitch, but I think the OG is just much better, especially on the perimeter. Julius Randle has been playing, I think, his highest level of basketball as a Knick. I think maybe the stats aren't as good as they've been in the past, but I think efficiency-wise, he's been much better. He's distributing the ball more, better decision-making. And honestly, for me, this is what I think Julius Randle is the most important player for the Knicks when it comes to the playoffs. If the Julius Randle, the past 2 playoffs, shows up, it's finito. We're not doing anything. We're probably getting bounced out in the first round. I'm not going to lie. But if the Julius Randle that's played this year, that's made the All-Star game, shows up, I truly think the Knicks can make the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they have that. Obviously, we made the trade for Bogdanovich and Alec Burks. I wanted nothing to do with Alec Burks. I'm not going to lie. Bogdanovich is a good shooter to add, good offensive piece. Do I think that would I have made that trade? No, I really wanted more of a Malcolm Brogdon that can help lead the second unit offensively to distribute stuff like that. I really like Quentin Grimes. I've always been high on Quentin Grimes, right? But it's a good trade in the sense that you improve offensively. I think we've decreased a little bit defensively, but I think OG Anunoby can cover up that much defensively. He's just an incredible player. And we all know Tibbs, bro. He's not really going to use that much pieces off the bench, so it's going to be more for the starters. And this starting 5 was just incredible in the month of January, the 12 games that we saw them. So, yeah, man, I think we could do it. I think this is the year we can make like the Eastern Conference Finals. But like Anfield Drew said, we could go to the Eastern Conference Finals, but it depends on who they play. I agree with that, bro. I think it depends where we finish. If we finish with the top 3 seed, we can make the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, I agree. We need the second or third seed. we're not gonna get it. We're not bad enough to make the 6 seed, right? So we're gonna finish. If we finish 4 seed, it's finito, papa. The Celtics are gonna beat us, right? So yeah, it all depends on where we finish, but I think we could give Boston a run for their money too. I'm not gonna lie. We could play them tough. They're gonna beat us, but we can give them a 6-7 game series. I think we're that good. So we'll see. Knicks don't even have a big three. Do you even need a big three to win a ring anymore? That's my question. The Nuggets didn't have a big three. I think that Warriors team that won a couple years ago had a big three. It was really Steph Curry. Okay, you say Andrew Wiggins. He was like number 2. Klay Thompson was meh. Draymond was just defensively. So I don't really think you need a big three in the league anymore. I think the league's too competitive. I think the league's just like way too balanced, right? So, a couple other comments I missed. Hornets in the lottery, but Hornets in the lottery next year. Next year we're cooking. We just won back-to-back games and made the Pacers have a players only meeting after we beat them. I'm not gonna lie, bro. The Hornets, like, it's really the culture. Like, I think the culture there stinks. You just need to find like the couple players that can really help rebuild the culture there. Honestly, when you have like a LaMelo and Brandon Miller, it's a good pairing to build around, in my opinion. You need to get. I think you need to get a player that's like a really good defensive anchor that can really help like change the defensive culture of the team, and then you go from there. Also like Mark Williams. Celtics are the Niners chokers every season. That could be a good point. That's a fair point. That's a really good point. My Lakers are trash. We won't get another chip until they get rid of LeBron. You know what? Brown might come to NYC, but he might trade the nice little warm sunshine of LA for the cold brick winters of New York. Tatum or Brown will be asked in the finals, but KP still he's healthy. They might sadly win all. Yeah, bro. That addition to KP is just way too good, man. Also Cavs are first rounders again because trust Spider. I think they're better than last year. I think they learned from the weaknesses of last year. We bullied them last year, right? I don't think they're able to get bullied like that. So I don't know. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Anfield Jew, we have no rebounding and can't defend, but Kawhi can do it. I agree. Depth over stars. Now big three era is over. I agree. Big three era for me is over. I think you need a duo. I do think you need a duo, but I don't think you need a trio. I really do think. I think the teams have way too much depth that can cancel that out. Everyone we got in the trade have changed the culture. We got good vets. Their points is night and day. That's fair, bro. Grant Williams and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm talking about culture. Culture to like kind of help you get into like a playoff team and stuff like that. Kind of how like Brunson and Randall changed the culture. Even like a coach like Tibbs changed the culture of the Knicks. Stuff like that. Knicks don't have a squad like Nuggets Warriors. We don't have like we don't. In terms of depth, I think you can make the argument that we kind of do, but we're not at the top heavy. We don't have a top 5 player in the league the way that they had in Jokic and Curry. But other than that, bro, you have Brunson, who's an all-star. You have Randall, who's an all-star. You have Hartenstein, who's been one of the best all-around centers in the league this year. You have OG Anunoby, who's one of the best defensive anchors in the league. You have Dante DiVincenzo, who's been one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Off the bench, you have a Bogdanovic who's been a good shooter. You can have a Mitchell Robinson off the bench. That's a great backup center to have, right? Alec Burks is buns. But yeah, it's in the playoffs. You don't need to have in the playoffs. You need to have an 8-man rotation, and I think the Knicks have a solid 8-man rotation that they can really rely upon. So that's what I mean. I get that our new owners are also really good at cleaning house and meeting with the fans. You can tell, Michael Jordan's the worst owner in sports, right? So in my opinion, he's just terrible. He was a terrible owner. So yeah, but yeah, let me know what you guys think of the list, and then we'll take some questions and we'll wrap it up. 12 o'clock. I gotta go shovel snow soon. It's finito for that. I hate the snow so much, man. But yeah, before I take down the list, any changes you guys will make, let me know before I take down the list. I know we'll bring it up if you guys need it again. Yeah, there's a question I think I started by Tyler. Glad you're saying the Thunder are over pretenders. All right. I think they're a good team. Like, don't get it wrong. I really like the young pieces they have. SGA is an MVP candidate, obviously. I think Chet's going to be a fantastic star in the NBA. I like Jalen Williams, but I don't like Josh Giddey in the lineup. I don't like Dort's all right. I just think they need another. I think they need a Lauri Markkanen, in my opinion. I think that's what they really needed. I started a question. There we go. What do you think about the scoring in the NBA lately? Obviously, from a neutral perspective, it's cool, right? You're seeing buckets, 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 buckets. You're seeing like 70-point games and stuff like that. I do think it's a little overdone now, though, with the scoring. I think it's like a little too much, bro. Like the art of defense is kind of lost until you see it in the playoffs, and that's like 2 months of the season. Um, I do think they need to change some rules. I think maybe you could bring hand checking back, right? They took that away. You have the 3-second rule, which doesn't apply in Europe, which is why Luka said it's so much easier to score in the NBA than it is in Europe, right? There's no 3-second rule in Europe. You could the center can stay in the paint as much as he wants, right? So we're not playoff tested. We're playoffs last year, bro. We made the playoffs. Made the second round. Went to war with the Heat. All right, Trae Young made the conference. Playoff hype, bro. Trae Young ain't him anyway, bro. Why should Young stuff this time? Anyway, but yeah, I think first of the year we're definitely playoff tested. Also, we have a champion in OG Anunoby who's won the ring. Brunson's definitely playoff tested now. Made the conference finals with the Mavs. Second round with us last year. Every other single player that's been on the team. Bogdanovich has had a lot of playoff runs with the Utah Jazz. Definitely playoff tested now, I think. Also, Tibbs is a playoff experienced coach. So, yeah, but back to the scoring. I do think they need to add a couple rules to kind of minimize the scoring. It does need to happen. Uzi 2K says, what starter do you think the Knicks should target in the offseason to pair with Brunson? The question of the century, my friend. The question of the century. I actually have no effing clue on who the Knicks should target. Obviously, we do need to get the second star, right? Like a superstar. A 1A kind of guy. I think Brunson, at the end of the day, I think Brunson can be a Robin to someone's Batman. To win a ring, I think Brunson's a Bat. I think Brunson's a Robin if you want to win a ring. I don't think he can be the best player on the team in the championship because I don't think a small guy like that can be the best player on the championship team. I think Steph Curry is the anomaly because he's the best shooter of all time, right? We have Braun, who's been rumored with us. I definitely think that. I think Braun can definitely come to us. If the Clippers fail and they really want to get I think Kawhi signing that contract really hurted the chances, but I would have loved Kawhi in the Knicks. I think Kawhi would have been the perfect player on the Knicks. I'm not gonna lie. He was my number one. He's been my number one trade target for a long, long time. I think Kawhi, if you put Kawhi around a really well balanced team, he can go get you the ring. I think if Luka loses with the Mavs this year, I think the unhappiness might unsettle him. But Luka Brunson backcourt, can that really win you a ring? I don't think so. I think with the jump that Brunson has taken in terms of being that ball dominant with Luka, you're going back to something that doesn't work. So for me, it's really I want a wing, I want a perimeter guy, a 2 or 3 that can shoot, that can play defense. I really want Kawhi, bro. So give me the closest thing to Kawhi, honestly. It's the best I can hope for. Little love for Wemby's triple double, but yeah, I talked about it, AFC Chris. Wembanyama, he was an MVP before. He's absolutely winning an MVP before 2030. He's gonna be a top 5 player in the league in the next 3 years, in my opinion. Easy a top 5 player in the league in the next 3 years. The guy's a freak, bro. He's a once in a generational player, once in a lifetime player. Honestly, not even generation. He might be a lifetime, bro. It's ridiculous. 7'6" and play like that. Fake, bro. Big LC Aaron, good show, Griggs, interesting things. I hope you really get into the sport, bro. Watch a couple games. I know, obviously, in England, if you're from the UK, it's a little hard to watch the sport because the earliest tip off here is 7 p.m. So it's already midnight there. So I get it. Love the NBA content. Shit, I'll call the end of it, but I can watch the replay. Yeah, big up, bro. Definitely watch the replay. I'll definitely try to do more maybe a little later in the day. Obviously, footy kind of takes precedence right in the middle of the day, and then nighttime I just want to watch ball, but I'll definitely try to do more and more content. Being a Kawhi fan, I'm kind of annoyed he resigned because if Harden flops again in the playoff, I don't know what happens. I agree, bro. I agree. Trey doing it without another superstar. I don't think he's that good, but the Knicks are on the level, bro. Playoff bubble, what's it called? 2021 hype, bro. First of all, half a crowd was playing. The league was shit that year anyway. Ben Simmons choked. Nah, bro, I'm messing with that, man. Trae Young hype, bro. Trae Young hasn't even made an All-Star game since then. I'm messing with that. Sign Rui, LMAO, Blazing Kawhi, Lakers fans. Nah, Rui's a good player, but thoughts on Dinwiddie to the Lakers? Yeah, Lakers got to give it up. Lakers got to give it up. When it comes, that's a terrible signing. I don't know what he improves. He's got Murray, not a superstar, but getting enough help. Yeah, bro. They're stuck in playing purgatory, bro. Being a Clippers fan sucks. 3M like 60 games. Yeah, I would hate that. That's why I'm kind of like if I was living in Greece, bro. Imagine trying to watch basketball at that time. It'd be like 5 a.m. That's the worst thing. The late night games, which is crazy. How you're waking up, you're watching basketball with the Roosters that waking up at that time. It's crazy. But yeah, it's hard being an international NBA fan, but you guys can it's not maybe the same. You guys can kind of figure out how we are with like footy and stuff like that. Like the early kickoff, like CK has to wake up at 4 a.m. for like a 7 a.m. kickoff, right? That's what's crazy. So yeah, that's the beauty of sports. And that's why I always have high level of respect for international sports fans, whether it's footy for us or like that are across the world, right? Or basketball fans that are outside of the U.S., NFL fans that are outside the U.S. Obviously, the NFL is a little bit more what's it called? Time flexible because the earliest games are 1 p.m. Eastern. The earliest games was like 5 p.m. So something like that. But yeah. Any other questions, guys? Before we wrap up, let me know. Give you guys a couple of minutes to get last questions. What games are on tonight too? I think we have some good games tonight. Let's check real quick. We have Celtics Nets, not fun. Thunder Magic, good game. King Suns, good game. Heat Bun, some kind of mid, bro. Get me to the All-Star game. Jamal Murray and Kawhi, two players that can be asked in the regular season and flip the switch big time. Bro, absolutely, bro. Big game players, bro. That's why I always have the biggest respect in the Kawhi. And yes, I think Kawhi at some point had less regular season points than Andrew Wiggins. Can you believe that, bro? That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Only 2 games tonight. It was like 7, but 2 prime time, right? Thunder Magic, I will be locked in for that. It's a good matchup. And King Suns that night. Who are the current top 5 best players in the league? Jokic, number 1. Giannis, number 2. Steph, number 3. Luka, number 4. Tatum, number 5. That's my top 5. And then KD is like top 7. I guess with like Embiid. If you guys don't know me, I rate Joel Embiid. I respect Joel Embiid. Like he's a phenomenal basketball player, a freak of nature. But his brand of basketball, I'll never like. So something I'm opposed to. That's why I'm not a big Trae Young fan either, regardless of what he did to my basketball team. Just not a fan of the play style. Clippers, Nuggets, Thunder, Wolves. When it comes out the West, LeBron just started batting. Great stuff on this year's draft. I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch college basketball. That sport has fallen off for me. Like women's college basketball is far more superior than like men's college basketball. Which is why you see like Caitlin Clark, I think, is the most popular college basketball player. She got people waiting outside in Iowa 6 hours to watch the game. That's insane. If you guys don't know Iowa, that's in the middle of nowhere. So I don't really know that. I'm not up to tabs with it. Maybe with March Madness, I'll get a little bit more of a tune with it. I have a couple guys on my timeline that I trust when it comes to scouting and stuff like that. So we'll go from there. Also, ever since the Knicks became good, I cared less and less about the draft because I'm not in the lottery anymore. So less reason to care about it. Top 5 rookies in the league outside of Wemby. Chet, Jaquez. Who else got drafted this year, bro? Draft was so mid this year. Not gonna lie. This year's draft class is so bad. Hold up. I already forgot half of them. 1 second. 2022 NBA drafts. I'm forgetting names, but yeah. Chet and Jaquez are definitely top 2. Brandon Miller's 3. School Henderson's definitely not a top 5 rookie for me. Absolutely not. I like Keontae George. Yeah. Infield Drew. Brandon Miller's 3 for me. Actually, no. Brandon Miller's 2nd. He's better than Jaquez. Chet, Brandon Miller, Jaquez. Maybe Derek Lively. I really like this game. Derek Lively, Koulibaly, somewhere around there. Is School a bust? Yeah, he's a bust. It's finito for him. It's not a bust, but like I think his game is very raw, and Portland was a terrible place for him to land because I don't even know what they're trying to do over there. Hassan, where'd I put the Warriors? Yo, for you, my boy, right here, playing. It's finito for you guys. Absolutely finito. Outside of Steph Curry, team stinks. And also Steve Kerr doesn't know how to coach. It's kind of like Ten Hag. He's got to give it up. So yeah. I remember my fan base wanting Scoop bunch of Boober. You guys made the right choice, bro. Brandon Miller's bucket. That's PG Junior right there. Who's you guys? Hey, you're the one that's about the Warriors, bro. So I'm saying, bro. You're the one that said I'm gonna assume that's your team, bro. Kawhi is still a top 10 player in the league, and then he's on it top 5. AFC Chris, I'll say this about Kawhi. Give me one game. If I have one game only, and I need a player like to win me the game, Kawhi's top 2, top 3. I'm taking absolutely. I just think like in terms of like Kawhi's probably top 7, top 5. I think you're saying the consistency of the regular season. The way you said it, right? Like Kawhi can be shit in the regular season, but turn out playoff time. Come playoff time, Kawhi's definitely top 5. Kawhi's top 3 when it comes to playoffs. Absolutely. I like Jalen Wilson from the Thunder. Good player. He's not a rookie. No, he's not a rookie. I think I got drafted last year. Let's be honest. Paz looks good, but Warriors. Yeah, Paz looks good, bro. The Warriors actually know how to develop. That's the one thing I give the Warriors. When they want to develop, they know how to develop. Their development got Jordan Poole about 200 mil, right? Who's your GOAT, Griggs? LeBron James is my GOAT. Might be unpopular, but obviously I didn't grow up in the Jordan era, so that kind of helps me lean towards Bron. I've grown up watching Bron and Kobe are like the 2 best players, right? Even though I think Steph Curry is better than Kobe, but anyway. But yeah, I think Bron's a GOAT. I think the longevity that he has, the dominance that he has, just the fact that he's 40 and the way he still looks at 40 is incredible. The IQ, it's absolutely ridiculous. Without Jay's antics, maybe that's yeah, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, Jordan, bro. I get what I mean. Obviously, if you're older than me, like you lived in the Jordan era, but like if you lived in the Bron era, right, and you never watched Jordan, I don't get how you can say Jordan's a GOAT. I'm not gonna lie. Like for me, it makes no sense. Like The Last Dance couldn't have convinced me that much, in my opinion. Even though I think The Last Dance is one of the biggest pieces of propaganda that you'll see. I think that's just like Jordan was smart. Bro, you're my age, bro. There's no give it up, bro. First of all, he's a terrible owner. He almost won your basketball team, bro. Give it up. Give it up, bro. Come on, man. Anfield Drew, bro. Come on. But no, I respect it. If he's your goat, you go, right? We all have different goats. But yeah, Bron's definitely my goat. Like my top 5 would be like Bron, Jordan, Kareem. Steph's in my top 5. She's probably like 5th. And then maybe like Magic. No, actually, I have Steph higher than Magic. Something like Tim Duncan. I don't know. I don't know my top 5. I know my top 3. I have Steph in my top 5. He's 5th. I don't know my 4th. Very hard. Same, but I can't lie. I didn't see him. It's like, bro. It's like we know about the aura of Michael Jordan. We know about the story of Michael Jordan. We know like we've heard tales of bro. My aunt like all my relatives that are older than me, like when they talk about Michael Jordan, like it's kind of how our parents and grandparents talk about like if you watch football, like someone like what's it called? Like Maradona and Pele, right? Like guys we didn't see. They talk about Jordan and that mystique, but I don't feel about that. Definitely go 8 for 24 like Kobe. Steph's cool, bro. Steph's the greatest point guard I've ever seen. I think he's the best point guard of all time. I think he's better than Kobe. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Thoughts on Poole's downfall? He's got to give it up. There is still time for him to go find another career with Jordan Poole. No disrespect to Jordan Poole, but basketball is not for him. I've never seen a less IQ basketball player in my life. Generally, I've never seen him. I used to watch NBA a bit in the early 90s. I would say I know much. Yeah. If you go up in the 90s, bro, Jordan's got to be your goal, right? The way he dominated the era is ridiculous. He just shut down everyone. But I'm growing up with only Braun. So from 2003. And when I came to the States and I really started watching basketball, I started playing like 2K. I just fell in love with Braun. Just remember Steph's game 7 and your injury tax. He had an ankle injury. But yeah, I definitely say Braun. That's the goal right there, bro. Braun's ridiculous basketball player. Just to be at that age and be that dominant. Who do you think would win 1v1? Staffy versus Hassan? I haven't seen either of you guys hoop. So from there, I really can't make a judgment. But Staffy's tall as hell, so that gives him an advantage. I'm just gonna say Staffy, but I don't fucking know, bro. I haven't seen either of them hoop. LeBron is so overrated. Zero footwork. His defense is just chances down blocks. Just give it to Kyrie or wait for the last shot. Staffy's like 6'4". I don't know how tall Sam is. I've only seen his hand through a screen, right? So can't really tell. I haven't met him in person, so I wouldn't know. Well, Staffy's like 6'4", 6'3", something like that. When I met Staffy in person for the United game in preseason, I'm like, yo, this motherfucker tall as hell. It's crazy. But yeah, of course, not LeBron's fault. He played the Avengers back to back, but Jordan never going to Game 7 finals. Yeah, Jordan's like the stats with Jordan are just insane, like the history of the playoffs, stuff like that. But I do think Brown played tougher teams in the playoffs, but like that Spurs team that he even had to play Popovich, Duncan, bro, it's ridiculous. They don't ball in the world. Plus, he can't guard me. I feel like Hassan, if you're still in here, do you guys ball in Jordan, bro? Like, surely maybe, I don't know. Maybe it might be too hot to ball. I don't know, bro. Hassan 6'1". So there you go. Staffy got about 3-inch advantage. Hey, yo. It's kind of crazy. 3. He got the height advantage. I didn't have Steph top 5 till the Celtics finals win because his team was ass. Yeah, that's why I gave him top 5. He finally got the finals MVP, which he deserved over Iguodala to begin with. But yeah, KD cost LeBron getting 6 rings. True, very very true, very very true. They literally teamed up so they could stop Braun. Let's be serious. I got Staffy. Yeah, I'll go Staffy. Obviously, he's dominant in the post. I better see some like Jokic post moves on. Let me see some up and under. Let me see like a little dream shake like Hakeem, bro. Let me see what Staffy got. My shot web, bro. They call me the Garden State. Yeah, don't gas it. Don't gas it. Don't gas it. The Garden State. Don't gas it, bro. Don't gas it up. But yeah, any other questions, guys? Champions League. Hassan Skyhook. You say Hassan got the. I used to try to do a skyhook when I was in middle school and stuff like that. Either Staffy. Your Staffy, can you dunk for? You're 6'4". Any hops? What's the vertical looking like? Jokic's not even trying. He's gonna win it again, bro. That's why I love about Jokic, bro. This guy's such a real European. He treats NBA like it's a 9 to 5. Pulls up, does his job, and wants to go home and chill with the horses. That's the life, bro. Bro, when Jokic retired, we're never gonna hear from him again. I used to dunk when I was like 27 pounds. Stafford probably got that like that 20-inch vertical, bro. It's finito, man. Yeah. I was only good at locking people up and passing. But I'm 5'9". I can't shoot, so I stopped playing basketball, bro. Bro, just be a pesky dude, bro. Just be like Jose Alvarado, you know? It's a good living right there. Pat Bet, bro. Yo, Griggs, honest thoughts on my guy, Trae Young. You want my Knicks thought? You want my Knicks fan as a Knicks fan opinion on him or as a basketball fan opinion on him? As a Knicks fan, you know the vibes. If you guys know side talk, F Trae Young, bro. The way what he did to me a couple years ago, and I'm never liking that guy, right? But from a pure basketball fan perspective, I think he's a good point guard. I think he's one of the best playmakers in the league. But I think he's too inefficient for me to like his game. I also think he flops a lot. Like what's it called? He baits a lot for fouls like stuff. That's not my kind of game. So it is what it is with Trey, right? I respect him. I think he's a good player, and I think he did get robbed of the All-Star game selection this year. Like Damian Lillard has not been better than Trae Young this year, in my opinion. So last basketball game I played, we won the championship. Only thing I ever won a gold medal. There you go, bro. I can't lie. I don't like Embiid's antics and pettiness, but I do feel bad. Yeah, I do feel bad about the injuries, but yeah, bro. Sometimes he does it to himself, bro. When you're that height, like you should not be playing that physical in terms of like falling to the ground like that because we don't know what they say. The bigger you are, the bigger you fall, right? The more it hurts. So stuff like that. Do you believe that Knicks fans are just as annoying as Cowboys fans? Absolutely not, bro. Absolutely not. Definitely, we're definitely not as annoying as Cowboys fans. As a Giants fan, I also watch NFL. As my rivals are the Cowboys, boy, they every year they believe the next year is the year. With the Knicks, like we know when we're bad and we can accept it. But when we're good, we just get hyped up, right? Because we haven't seen that much success. So when you get good, I've always said this about sports fans. It's what the best sports fans are the ones that support the worst teams. Because when they get good, you'll see how much they really appreciate it. And they ride out for the team. Like if you guys watch NFL, Jets Giants. I'm a Giants fan, right? Honestly, the first game I watched was Super Bowl 42, so it was easy to fall into it, right? My dad was a Giants fan. Oh, I always supported the teams my dad liked. But who has a better fan base between the Jets and the Giants? I'll say the Jets because we saw it this year. Monday Night Football, first game of the season with Aaron Rodgers. The way they ran, the way they amped up, the way MetLife was. Bro, the Giants never made MetLife feel like that because they ride for the team and through the pits of the struggle. When they're good, no matter what, they're there. So, I definitely think like Cowboys fans are just entitled, bro. They think they deserve to win the Super Bowl because they're America's team. Miss me with that, bro. Cowboy fans are called, yeah, bro. Greece to make the Euros or Knicks to win the chip. Knicks to win the chip. Just if it's just Greece to make the Euros, that'll move me, bro. You say Greece to win the Euros, absolutely, but to make it, nah, I'm fine with that, bro. Knicks win the chip, bro. Knicks win the chip. I'm a happy man, bro. You can't talk to me if the Knicks win the chip. I ain't talking, bro. You don't want to hear from me if the Knicks win the chip. I'll be saying some wild stuff. Jalen Brunson leads me to a chip. Steph Curry, finito for you. Brunson's the best point guard of all time. Magic Johnson can never lace his boots. Never lace his shoes, bro. I'll get that. I start acting like that. I'll be a shameless guy, bro. Don't let my team win a ring. Because if you guys, I'm a bad loser because I get really mad, but I'm even a worse winner because I don't do humble hype when I win. When it comes to sports, when I win, I brag and I gas. So yeah. What was your reaction when Kyrie and Katie went to the Nets instead of the Knicks? I fell to my knees, bro. I was at a wedding. It was my cousin's wedding. I was waiting for it to be 6 o'clock for the free agency to open, and I kept hearing the negative news. I'm like, no, don't do this to me, don't do this to me, right? And then I get the notification on my phone. I fell to my knees, bro. I was so depressed. And then we signed Julius Randle like the same night. I'm like, give it up, bro. Give it up. We didn't win the lottery. We didn't get Zion or Ja. I'm like, oh my god, bro. It was finito, bro. I was so sad, bro. But guess what? We're better off in the Nets 5 years later. We got all our picks. We achieved the same thing in the playoffs as they did, which is make the second round. They don't have either of those players, so KD can hold that, bro. I always say this about basketball players. Come to the Knicks and win with them, and your legacy gets boosted. Carmelo Anthony never won anything for us, right? But he's revered in New York. No matter what, Melo will always be a Knicks legend because he gave it his best to what's it called. He came here and wanted to try to win with us. And a lot of people are afraid of that because the New York media and stuff like that, the pressure. But Melo never feared that pressure. He came to the Knicks and he tried his best. He didn't do anything with it, but it's fine. He maybe underachieved, right? But he tried his best. And KD's better than Melo. So there's that. KD could have taken us to a conference finals or a finals. Bro, that's a legend, bro. I've always said this. The person that wins me a chip with the Knicks, I'm building the statue myself. I'll get all the material. I'll go to MSG. I'll sign MSG and I'll start building the statue for you because that statue is getting built up. Next is what? Yo, James Dolan not really involved like that no more. Messing with that, bro. But yeah, bro. Patrick Ewing still revered. Walt Frazier, commentary or not, bro. Legend. Mike Breen. The way Knicks, bro. The way we talk, that's just commentary. That's just commentators, bro. Stoudemire, the love that we show him. We show love to our guys, bro. New York is a city like if you succeed and you want to be here and you take it and you appreciate us, we'll show you that same appreciation back. I've always felt like that. sometimes it does go overboard in the bullying of like the media, and I get that, right? Like Eli Manning had to win a Super Bowl to shut up the haters in New York, right? But if you win with us, brother, you're a legend. Look at the Yankees, bro. If you guys watch baseball, look what the Yankees have done. All those guys, Derek Jeter's a god in New York. Look at Jalen Brunson now, bro. Jalen Brunson, king of New York right now. When the Knicks are good, New York is popping. And if you win the Knicks a ring in New York, bro, they'll vote you for mayor. I'll vote you for mayor. I'll vote you for president. Like I'm being that. I'll just vote you for president, bro. When I go to the ballot, yeah, it's dumb, bro. Nah, don't worry. It's not bad memories, but don't worry about it. I got over it real quick. Brunson more reliable than most of those guys, but I hear that. King of New York, mellow. It's like when a star joins the Knicks, they just start chilling and not being as competitive. It's like, hey, bro, you gotta be competitive, bro. One thing about New York is, bro, we're competitive as hell. Omar will tell you that. I'll tell you that. It's competitive, bro. And it ain't easy, bro. This is a very high expectation city, right? When you're one of the biggest cities in the world, maybe the biggest city in the world, the expectations come, right? Like, especially when we play, like, for the next example, like, obviously we're not the best basketball team. We're not the most popular basketball team. That's the Lakers, right? The Lakers are the biggest basketball team. They're the Madrid of basketball. But when the Knicks, you're playing in the Mecca, and all eyes are on you, no matter what. So, are you more of a Rangers fan? Honest, I'm not a big hockey guy. That's the one sport I never really got into here. It's too quick for me on the TV. Live though, hockey's an amazing experience live. Incredible experience live. But I'm more of a Rangers fan. My best friends were Rangers fans, so I just kind of bought into it with them. So I always wish them success. Also, they share MSG with the Knicks, so I might support them. But unfortunately, there's a curse called the curse of '94, where the Knicks and the Rangers cannot be good at the same time. Unfortunately, that is true. And the Rangers are good right now. And the Knicks are kind of struggling the last couple of games, even though we got robbed last night. Ed Malloy, you will pay for your crimes. You will pay for your crimes, bro. Terrible. Maybe we got robbed last night. I'm so tight, bro. So tight. So tight, bro. It's Pete. Yeah, any other questions, guys? This has been fun, bro. Good Q&A right here. It's kind of like a basketball Q&A video. I love it. Curse night. I made that up yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. I made that up yesterday. It's not even a real curse, but basically to explain it, like, so I think it was 94, 95. The Knicks and the Rangers made the finals at the same time. Rangers played the Canucks, I believe. Knicks played the Rockets. Rangers won the Stanley Cup. Mark Messier. Knicks lost to the Rockets in the finals, right? You guys remember the game 7? If you guys know the history, like Hakeem Olajuwon, John Starks missed the free throws to ice the finals and stuff like that. And ever since then, the two teams have never been good at the same time. Never. It's crazy. Just a fun fact, though. Yeah, but one day, bro. One day, New York sports will be on the rise. One day, New York sports will be on the rise. We're struggling right now. We have too many teams that suck, bro. Our Knicks tickets hard to get. Well, they're not hard to get. You can just go on any ticket app, but they are expensive, especially when we're good. We're good right now. So, like, bro, going to Knicks Pistons is like $90 to go watch what, right? So yeah, they're expensive, but sometimes, bro, sacrifice has to be made. Money has to be dropped to go watch a team win, right? So that's what it is. Gotta do what you gotta do. Brunson a baller. He's not that athletic, but he plays at his own pace. Brunson got the best footwork I've ever seen from a point guard in my life. It's Kyrie-esque, bro. The footwork in the post. Different gravy, bro. Different gravy. The way he can just create his own look. So we're not even at 20 likes, bro. That's fraudulent, bro. That's fraudulent. But it's okay. It's okay. It's not really okay, but it is what it is, right? How many likes are we at? Are we even at close to 20? We'll be like at 19 because I'll keep the sheet going until we get to 20. Not gonna lie. Let me go check. 12 likes. We'll make it 13. 13 likes. That might be finito. I might not wait for 7 likes. That might be too much. 19 people in here though, so like we should low-key be higher than 13 likes. But anything else? Like the videos. I don't know what that means. Not gonna lie. Don't know what that means. Check Twitter real quick. My boy Shingun has been balling out. Baby Jokic, as I call him. I like to call him that, Baby Jokic. I think he's the closest thing to Jokic the league has, and he'll be, bro, the West, when you look about centers, bro, the West, think about it. In the next decade, Shet, Wemby, Shingun, Jokic probably still got about 4 years. So Wemby, Shingun, Shet, Jokic. Other teams have. I'm trying to look at the teams right now. You still got Gobert. You still got AD. Bro, that's elite. It's crazy. The big man's back, bro. The big man's back in the NBA. It went away. Dwight Howard trying to carry the helm to no avail, but it's definitely back. Austin, they go Sam. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been to the Knicks game in a few years now. It's too expensive for me. Honestly, with college, I was away from college. I was upstate for most of basketball season, so really couldn't go. And then it's too expensive. I'm gonna try to go this year though. Oh, when CK comes out to the East Coast, we're gonna try to go to a game, try to blog it for you guys and stuff like that. So for sure. Most underrated NBA player you ever seen. I think Jamal Crawford's up there. I really like Jamal Crawford. He's one of the first few players I really loved in the sport. So obviously when I came here in 08, Jamal Crawford was like the face of the Knicks, him and Nate Robinson. Jamal Crawford with crossovers, nasty, the bucket getting, bro. Crazy bucket getter. I definitely think one of them. Who else? Trying to think of like 2010s players. I think Dwight Howard has become underrated as well. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like the fact that he didn't make the top 75 is crazy. Like that's definitely a top 75 player of all time, bro. It's kind of crazy. Like dude was one of the most dominant centers you'll ever see in the sport, right? So yeah, Turkish basketball. Is it really, bro? I is your Şengün, who else? Like, I know, like I remember Omar Ashik, played for the Pelicans and Rockets, I believe. Yeah, I haven't really watched that much Euroball this year. I typically like to watch Euro basketball as well. Euroball, Olympiacos, Panathinaikos. Like the Greek teams really do really well over there. Because somehow we're better at basketball than football. I don't get it, but somehow we are. But yeah, Chedio Osmani, there you go. There you go. Someone, yeah. Spurs this year, I think. But he was been on a couple of playoff teams, made the finals runs with Braun. Stuff like that. Good sniper. But yeah, most underrated. I definitely think Jamal Crawford. I think Kemba Walker was underrated. Kemba Walker is my favorite college basketball player of all time. The UConn Huskies, that 2011 title winning team for NCAA. Because they came to the Garden, and I went to one of the college games, and I watched that buzzer beater that he had over at Pitt. Crazy player, bro. Cardiac Kemba. When he came to the Knicks, I got so gassed. I'm like, I knew he was washed, but I'm like, yo, whatever, bro. It is what it is. But he was super washed. It was finito at that point. Kemba Walker, yeah, obviously Charlotte, bro. Kemba Walker, nasty player, bro. Kemba Walker, nasty player, bro. That's a bucket getter, bro. Bucket getter. A couple other players I liked. Late 2000s players like Brandon Roy, I really liked for the Portland Trailblazers. Manu Ginobili, I've always admired his game. Like the Eurostep, the fluidity in his game was so good. So good, bro. Effortless, so finesse, bro. Beautiful. And you guys don't get it, like, I really love when international players come to the NBA and succeed, which is why I'm so happy the international game has gotten so good now. Like the level, bro. I always say this: America, come get your chain back, because every MVP every year is a European, or it's Embiid, Africa, international, right? Just international MVPs constantly. I love it. It's got to the point, bro. Like, not that many good American players anymore outside of like the core, right? Like in terms of the draft, it's not the same, right? France are pumping out prospects like nothing, bro. They go in the lab, bro. It's crazy. We gotta do something about France, guys. They're doing it in football with the center backs, and they're doing it in basketball. Very uncomfortable. Too many. Elijah on the post. Crazy. Livingston, Sean Livingston with money from mid-range, bro. Cash money. Imagine Brandon Roy never got injured, bro. Greg Oden, Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge. That would have been a crazy trio, by the way. Andre Miller at point guard. Marcus can be in the 5. Bro, I know, obviously, what about the 5? So, like, Batum, I think it was Batum at the 3, right? So, like, yeah, bro. It's crazy. Why are some athletes so talented but made of graham crackers? But I think, honestly, that happens in every sport, and I hate it, bro. The most talented players, bro, is so bad. So bad. Like, so bad, bro. Grant Hill was my OG GOAT. Obviously, I haven't watched Grant. I caught like Suns Grant Hill, right? But I used to watch a lot of old basketball games. And Grant Hill, I remember like a lot when he got drafted and stuff like that. And when I hear about legends talking about him, it was like I forgot what the show was called, but it was like a bunch of panelists, right? That were like legends, like Isaiah Thomas, the Pistons dude, like the Pistons legend, Shaq, Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith. He was called like Inside NBA or Inside Court or something like that on NBA TV. And he used to talk about a lot of players, like the best players in the 90s, something like that. And Grant Hill was always talked about. They talked about him like he was like open court. Thank you, LC. That's what it was. Like they talked about Grant Hill, like he was Braun before Braun existed, right? Just all around player, can facilitate, can rebound, can score the bucket. In transition, he was a monster. So yeah, he was definitely good, bro. I love watching those episodes, bro. The way you could hear about like the way 90s players and stuff like that, where Dominique was underrated. Yeah. Obviously that's way before my time. But yeah, I heard Dominique was special gravy. Yeah. So it's about basketball, bro. There's so many. That's why I love about basketball, bro. Like, when you talk about hoops, like you don't gotta talk about like you just talk about talent and stuff like that, right? You never talk about like tactics. You just talk about players, and you just like talk about like the beauty of their game. That's pretty much it. It's like that's why I love basketball discussions more than football discussions sometimes. Because when you talk about football discussions, you got to factor in like so many other things. But basketball, bro, it's just about how you play the sport and just how you put the ball in the hoop. That's pretty much it. That's why we all love the pure scorers. That's why Melo's one of my favorite players of all time. Obviously, Nick's bias gets into it, but watching Carmelo score the basketball than Nick was watching a scorer at their craft. I've always said this, bro. The best thing in sports is to watch an elite athlete excel at their craft. Like watching Mahomes, watching an elite quarterback throw the football like Mahomes, Brady, Manning, special. Watching basketball, watching LeBron dictate the game at his own pace. Watching Michael Jordan get to the hole and put the ball in the basket, right? Watching Kobe post fade, money. Dirk Nowitzki post fade, money. Like, it's just a beautiful thing. I love it. Football, when you talk about the magician and stuff like that. That's my favorite thing in sports. That's my favorite football discussion. That's my favorite sports discussions, bro. Talking about the elites and the way they play the game. MJ or LeBron, I'm always a LeBron guy. Not gonna lie. Just watch him, all right? He's just my era, so it is what it is. So many characters as well back in the day. Yeah. So another thing I love about basketball, players are able to express themselves more. Obviously, it's part of American culture. Um, in football, you have a lot of analysts that are very like old school and stuff like that. And one thing I'll say about NBA basketball, they've done a better job ushering in new media than footy has. Like footy, like you look at the content scene, right? Sky Sports, okay, you have it with Saturday Social, and you have the likes of Culture Cams, Elias, Fuad, all that kind of stuff, right? They're doing a good job in that aspect, but everywhere else, it's kind of still very old. But look at basketball, you look at who's on the TV. You have Shaq, Chuck. There's bantering, right? They're not really old school. Sometimes they'll go a little bit old school, but not really. You have the podcast now, PG, Draymond, JJ Redick, who just recently retired. Even FPJ has a podcast, Pat Bev. Like, you really get to hear basketball players talk more and more and express themselves. And I love that. That's what's so good about sports media, right? Loved watching AI as well. Yeah, AI was like the biggest culture changer in NBA history. That's why he's always going to be like remembered. No matter what, AI will always be one of the most remembered basketball players because he changed the whole culture of NBA when it comes to like the fashion and all that kind of stuff. Remember, my cousin got an AI Sixers jersey. I was so jealous, bro. Like I just wanted, like whenever I come across more money and stuff like that, like get like a bigger house and stuff like that, I want to put like jerseys on my wall. AI jersey is definitely one of them, bro. The number 3, special. Talking about practice, bro. Talking about practice, bro. Special player, which is crazy. I don't know how AI would get across in today's game because of how inefficient he is as a scorer and stuff like that. Like if you look at his stats, bro, he's like putting up 30 on like 40% from the field, right? But to watch that guy play basketball, special. Way he was crossing over everyone. The crossover on Ty Lue took his team to the finals by himself, one man job. Always gotta respect AI, bro. That's an all timer. And I think he's like when you talk about small guards, he's the example. Like that's what everyone looks up to. It's AI. Like the likes of Brunson and stuff like that. They look up to AI, bro. Handles AI or Kai? Now this is where I take comes in. I think Kyrie has better handles than Iverson. I think Kyrie I find it very hard to say that there's 5 more skilled players than Kyrie Irving. His offensive bag is unlimited. There is no weakness in his offensive game. There's not many better guards in the post than him at his height. His ability to drive to the lane, the layup package, incredible. He can dunk as well. Now he doesn't have to do as much. Pull up three, bang. Pull up midi, bang. Post fade, bang. Cash money all day, right? Who will be the face of the NBA when LeBron and Steph retire, in your opinion? I think Luka is definitely one of them. The international crowd like that. I think Luka has had a lot of fans. I think Wemby could potentially do it. Obviously, he doesn't have the same. I think Luka's very more outspoken than Wemby. We haven't really heard Wemby speak that much. Also, Wemby speaks very smart. That's another thing. Dude speaks speaks very smart. So I think definitely, I think Luka is the next phase. I think Jason Tatum can also be the next phase. Boston, big market, stuff like that, right? I'll definitely look at something like that. All of Kyrie's weaknesses are mental navigating. Kyrie's one of the most, bro. The ability's stupid, bro. The ability's stupid. Kyrie's layup package is elite. Man can put any kind of spin to, bro. Watching Kyrie poop is, I think I'm bald on stop Twitter right now, bro. Kyrie's special. But saying all that though, he's not better than Steph Curry. I've seen a lot of people say that. Still not better than Steph Curry. Kyrie, LeBron compliment each other. Well, yeah, they did. They could have done a 3P. I think the Cavs team could have done a 3P if KD didn't exist. I think Kyrie and LeBron like compliment each other so well because you're looking at a guard that doesn't need the ball to excel. Just cuts, go in the post, ask for the ball, right? LeBron can dish it to you, bro. It's just a perfect pairing. That's why I always said this, bro. If LeBron comes to the Knicks, I'm fine with that because I think he could take Jalen Brunson's game to another level, in my opinion. I hate how injury prone LaMelo is. I agree. I think LaMelo is a great player. I think he's very talented. The shooting ridiculous, the passing ridiculous. I think he needs a coach that can really help him lock in on defense. Probably focus a little bit more. Maybe his brother can help him do that, to be honest. So, yeah, K-Love and Kai got packed in 15 too. That would have been another win. Kyrie was just too selfish. He wanted to lead a team really bad, and he ruined a dream partnership. We call that the Neymar effect. He went through the same thing as Neymar, and I think actually it was the same summer as Neymar, summer of 2017, right? You play with the GOAT, Messi, LeBron. You're playing in their hometown, right? You're playing basically for their team. Cleveland was always Bron. That's Cleveland. He's from Cleveland, right? Miami never Bron in Miami didn't. That wasn't his team. That was D-Wade's team. D-Wade is Mr. Miami, right? Neymar, Messi, Barcelona is always Messi's. That's always Messi's team, right? No matter what, no matter how good you are, that will always be Messi's team. They both went through the same thing. Kyrie just wanted his own team. I can respect that, but I can always respect the guy that wants his own team. But it's just the way that Kyrie's gone about it since then too. He kept the thing is Neymar never burned bridges at PSG to always want to leave. Obviously he wanted to go back to Barca, but he was never willing to burn a bridge. Kyrie burned bridges with Boston. He burned bridges with Brooklyn. Obviously Brooklyn's a little difficult because obviously off the field regions, which we will not go into, but stuff like that, right? LaMelo isn't injury prone. We have an awful medical team that misdiagnoses people. We have tons of injuries, not just LaMelo. The owners are going to clean house. LaMelo will be back. Granted, LaMelo does get lots of injuries, but they are due to the medical team not treating him properly. Yeah, obviously, medical team helps. I think, obviously, he hasn't had, I think he's only had that one ACL injury, right? That's serious. But I don't know what his current injury is. But at this point, for me, I think LaMelo should just sit out the rest of the year. Just heal up. If you guys are getting a new medical team, kind of just consult with them and stuff like that. Just go from there, right? That's all you can really do. Excuse me. Yeah, that's pretty much it, though. It's the ankle, man. You don't want to get too many of those. But someone like Steph Curry has shown that you can get a lot of ankle injuries in the beginning of your career. Probably just needs to get surgery. Just fix it up and then just go from there, right? That's all you can really do. LaMelo, I do think that he's a talented player. I think he could definitely be a key player in a winning team. I do think he's got that game, and he's very. I think he's the type of player that will rise to the big occasions. Because I'm pretty sure before his initial injury in November, he led the league in fourth quarter points. So he's definitely someone that can rise in the occasion. I mean, he's been built like that since he was little, right? With Lamar, he's always built him for the big stages. So yeah, if the Hornets ever get good, bro, LaMelo, Brandon Miller, that's a good combo. I'm not gonna lie, they definitely hit the lottery there. So they're probably in a better position than some other teams in the West, East, like your Wizards, maybe even like your Pistons. Like, if you look at the Pistons, the best duo is what? Cade Ivy, Cade Duran. I'd rather have LaMelo, Brandon Miller. So yeah, now you just gotta figure out what to go from there next. Like, what position you gotta upgrade next? Because if you have your point guard, shooting guard, small forward, maybe you need another perimeter guy. You need another big, probably a forward. Probably gonna have to get rid of Miles Bridges, right? So it'll be interesting. Really interesting with the Hornets. I think they're definitely a team to watch out for. Maybe not next year, but yeah, my bad. My bad. I missed your comment. I don't think you saw my comment earlier, but I hate PG's consistency. I think that's what always stopped PG from being like a top 5 player in the league. Because the one year he put that together, right? 18-19, he was a top 3 MVP candidate. And if you see in today's basketball, right? All these young guys, right? The rookies that come in, you ask them who their favorite player is. They're not telling you Braun. They're not telling you Steph. They're not even telling you KD. They're telling you PG. Because he's the perfect build for a basketball player, right? And the ideal profile. 6'8", good wingspan, can shoot the ball well, can drop to the lane, can dunk, athletic, can jump, can lock up on defense. The athleticism is through the roof. He's the perfect build. But like you said, the consistency is never there, right? For him to take that next jump because when we're talking about talent-wise, bro, how many more players in the league are talented than PG? Especially on the perimeter. Not that many, right? So it's really a shame, bro. I think PG is a super, super talented player. PG 13%. That's crazy. Yeah, bro. Playoff P, bro. Harden. I think PG's a more talented player than Harden. I'm not gonna lie. I think Harden's obviously had a better career. And Harden's like a special player in terms of the way he can dictate the game at his own pace. The pick and roll. I haven't seen a player dominating the pick and roll like James Harden in modern day basketball, bro. I haven't heard about it in PG's podcast. He talked about like Harden stays after the practice with all his bigs to work on the pick and roll game. Like, he's really dedicated to his craft, and I respect it. I think I've gained more appreciation for Harden as the years passed on than I did when he was at Houston, because I hated his game. It was very similar to Embiid, right? But I really do appreciate his game. He's an all-timer. But I think Kobe said it once: Harden's style of basketball just maybe doesn't lead to winning basketball. That's a good point. It hasn't led yet. So I think the one year they had the chance was the Nets year, right? But they got injured, Kyrie. And Harden was like on cooked quads by the time the game 7 came around. And KD was super tired out. So yeah, I think with Harden, he just might never win that ring, right? And the Clippers, like, he backed his talk. He's like, we're gonna be the first year, we're gonna be a dangerous team, and they've looked dangerous this year. But like I said, that size is just gonna be too weak for them. But yeah, my headphones are dying, guys, so gonna have to wrap it up. He had that one year with Chris Paul when they would beat the Warriors. Yeah, I agree. Obviously, they missed 27 threes in a row, but yeah, appreciate for everyone that tuned in. Guys were popping in the comments, constantly active. So I appreciate that. But I'll definitely do more basketball videos. We'll do like more Q&As. Maybe we do an All-Star Weekend watch along this Saturday. We'll see. Even though the dunk contest is dead, but yeah, we'll definitely pump out more videos and stuff like that. Football wise, A-listers tonight on Hassan on This Is Football. All our teams won, so it's gonna be an interesting episode. Not much trolling to do, right? And yeah, make sure you guys check Staffy TV. We did the video earlier this morning. Talked about United, all that kind of stuff. And hope you guys enjoy the Champions League as well. Champions League starts in about 2 hours. So enjoy the UCL football, even though there's not good games on today. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? And yeah, just enjoy your day, guys. I'll catch you probably sometime later this week or at the latest match review, right? For Luton on Sunday. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Big up LFC Aaron, because you were popping in the comments. NFL Jude, TKA, Uzi 2K, Krish, all the guys. If I miss your name, Ozan Kabag's been in the comments. Was it Tyler Jones? All you guys. And yeah, catch you guys next time. Peace.